Okay, a very much delayed update on where we've got to with this project. It's been quite a long winter really, with lots of things going on. But we can confirm now that the track is completely laid, complete with underlay, and all the points and wiring are now in place. There are 27 points, most of which are surface mounted, because I didn't particularly want to go crawling around underneath the layout. But one or two of them are mounted beneath the points because they were simply left over from the previous N gauge layout. And there are 30 track sections, because we're working analog obviously, and the track sections are all and the track is all divided up. You'll remember that we have this double loop, which we have currently 2 units running as we seek to test the track, how it's laid, how it's running, and the points particularly, to make sure they are operating correctly and that the rolling stock will safely navigate through the layout. Just adjusting the controller on the Isle of Wight unit, which I bought, the Hornby one. We have members of the Isle of Wight, which is why we bought this particular unit, and I'm using this to check the points and access up the branch line to the, making sure we've got all the tracks live. Clearly not all of it's live on the right controllers, but we're there now, I think. So a little slow on that bend up there. Might need to look at the reason for that. There obviously is an incline off there. Going to halt at what will be the branch line station up there. Quite pleased with the way it's going, and obviously there are dotted round the place various buildings that Metcalfe kits inevitably that have been purchased and constructed over the winter, and there are 1 or 2 still to be completed. There's the petrol station, and I've hurriedly bought one of the Metcalfe footbridges before they go out of stock. The layout should provide a considerable amount of interest. Each area of the layout can be run by different controllers. I'm using the trusty Gagemaster on the 2 main circuits and for the work around the main station, but then there are other controllers, a couple of the really manky Hornby ones and an old Gagemaster one, so that we can operate engines in different places at different times by different people. The hope is to replace these 2 controllers with one of the Gagemaster twin track ones in the near future. The beauty of the Gagemaster controllers is shown in the way these units are running at scale speed smoothly and without any problems whatsoever. Something that doesn't necessarily happen when you're using the slightly less expensive, may I say even cheaper, Hornby controllers that come with the sets. Okay, so there we are. Obviously we need to work out now the infrastructure for the main station, where the platforms are going to go and what buildings are going to go on them, and similarly for the branch line 2 stations. So we'll work on those so that platforms and station buildings are in place, and then we can begin to work on the scenery of the rest of the layout. We've got areas provisionally laid out for a sports area here, obviously with a cricket pavilion, and there will be a kind of urban area down here with church, fire station and so on, and then the layout will probably go more rural over here into what will be farmland. What is interesting is how we're going to use these corners which we have on the branch line as the line elevates up above the main level. Looking forward to modelling in these small areas as they give you opportunity to create interesting and different dynamics. So there we are, all running, points all working, a little bit complicated with lots of switches, many of which are not yet labelled up. Must get round to doing that before I totally forget what operates what. Thanks for watching this far. Next update when we've done some more.